But I would wake up in the morning, I would go to the restroom, I would literally be in there for 2 hours
Yeah.
before I went to work. And I was screaming in
Yeah.
so much pain that it was unbearable.
Isaac, what's up, brother? Thank you so much for joining me today with your lovely wife to discuss your experience
Yep.
reversing UC all the way from Texas. Man, I'm so proud of you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Dane. It's actually a pleasure, man. It's been a huge change for us, that's for sure.
We were just talking about so many great things offline, but can you first tell us what were you diagnosed with? How old were you? And what was that like for you and your family to go through that?
Well, I'm 54 years old. I started having bloody diarrhea for about 3 weeks. I didn't do anything about it because I'm stubborn and kept going to work, just ignoring it. After about 3 weeks, I started saying, well, maybe it's not a hemorrhoid. It could be something else.
Yep.
So I started behind her back. I started trying to get I guess, an appointment with a gastroenterologist.
Hmm.
Set the appointment up. That was going to take another month to even see him because they were all busy. Finally seen the gastroenterologist, and immediately he schedules a colonoscopy after I told him I was bleeding and diarrhea for a month now. We do the colonoscopy and they diagnosed me with ulcerative colitis, and my inflammation marker on my stomach at that time, I think was like 4,100 at the time.
Cow protectin,
And it
4,000.
went
For
up as
protectin.
it went up as high as 14,500 when I ended up going to the hospital. But at that point, whenever they set up the colonoscopy, we were about to go on vacation to the Bahamas, like literally 2 days later. So we did the colonoscopy. He calls me up when I was at the Bahamas and starts off like, well, this is what we normally do. We cut out somebody's colon, but that was 20 years ago, and we don't do that anymore. And man, my heart dropped.
Man,
Uh, so we ended up, make a long story short, we ended up seeing a specialist instead of him because I didn't like the way it was going. So we ended up seeing a specialist after the hospital, after being in the
No,
hospital.
before this. So he prescribed all the medication. So we started, of course, we
Oh,
were scared. We took the medication. He was
yep.
getting worse. He was just kept losing weight, and he dropped like in
So
weight.
steroids, antibiotics.
oh,
Everything,
everything,
everything.
prednisone, everything.
Yeah.
Even one day I came home and he's running a fever of 103, and that's when we rushed to the ER, and we got to the ER, and of course they just put all that, like the IV, the antibiotics, the steroids, the everything was on IV, and we had like different kinds of antibiotics, and they're like, we don't know what's going on. We're just trying to cover everything.
Yeah.
So that's when they
It
did
kept
a lot.
getting worse doing that,
Oh,
which is,
it
Oh,
was
yeah.
just getting worse,
and
like
everyone
worse.
listening, that's
Worse.
exactly what happened to me. I was on 4 antibiotics. I was on TPN feeding tube. I was on prednisone for years, and I was just getting worse and worse, and it almost killed me. So I know exactly. I mean, Isaac, you're just going through it. And then they're talking about lifelong biologics, talking about surgery, and then you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And this happened to you so much later in life. You didn't have any of these problems.
Oh,
And we had a
we had a
colonoscopy
colonoscopy a year ago.
last year, like it was a year before,
Normal.
and it was a clean colon. Nothing was wrong with it, and that's why
So
at
something
the
happened.
yes,
Yeah.
at the
They were
hospital.
telling they were telling you it's an incurable disease. There's no root cause. There's nothing you can do about it. A
Oh,
year
they wanted me to
after and over.
take Entyvio and be on that for lifetime. And
Yeah.
at that point, I started at, they even wanted me to take some specialized deal that they were studying. It's like a stool capsule where they take out the good
The fecal.
probiotics out of people's stool
Yep.
and they separate it and they start giving you that. And I'm like, man,
T.
I'm
Yep.
not doing all this.
And that's what we were told, that only one place, because I kept fighting, like there must be something that's causing him, because he's like literally gone. Like
Yeah.
when I say gone, like I come home and my husband has been on the couch all day.
Yeah.
Like he slept all night, but he's still on the couch all day. Couldn't even take my son anywhere. He couldn't do anything,
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
And so they're
I
like,
was drained.
yeah, so they're like, oh, there's one spot in Houston that could, like, I guess they insert dye when it, like, just like a stain when you're doing the colonoscopy, and they could tell more if it's a viral infection or bacterial as well. So that's when we found out that it was CMV.
Yes.
That, and but then they wouldn't tell us that that's the cause. They were like, we don't know if that caused this or this caused that, and like, or vice versa, or was it, like, so it was like, oh, it's nothing. This is nothing. We'll just treat it with 21 days of antiviral.
Interesting. And so how'd that go?
So that got worse. That got him to where he could not hold anything. Like literally, he's in the restroom 30 times a day, like full of blood, like literally. And then, oh, the biggest thing, like, can we check his iron? Because this guy have been bleeding for 2 months now. Nope, he should be fine. And so it was just a lot at that time. And of
Right.
course, I'm like, Isaac, let's just invest, because we had friends that has tried Shield before.
You had a friend's son went through our
Friend's
program
son,
and had mentioned to
who's
you,
my son's best friend,
your
who had,
son's best friend. Oh my
yeah,
God. Hallelujah. Praise
I
God.
know, who has Crohn's. And, we were at the hospital together with them a year before. And when we told, when they told us what medication they were going to give him, we refused it. So that's how we ended up, he ended up going with Shield after a lot of research.
So, and I get this. I mean, Isaac, just so everyone listening, one of the root cause the doctors could not find with me was cytomegalovirus.
Right.
That's what he also found. And it was only through a stained colonoscopy. And it was like my 10th colonoscopy somewhere in Florida that this doctor found it and called the ER doctors. And I had to go on the antivirals. But luckily, I did everything with natural and everything. I was able to survive it. But it almost killed me. I mean, this thing can be deadly. This is a
it was bad. I mean, I was literally
antibiotics can make it worse.
and this may be too much information, but I would wake up in the morning, I would go to the restroom, I would literally be in there for 2 hours before I went to work. And I was screaming in so much pain that it was unbearable.
Man.
I mean, it was crazy. It came to a point to where I couldn't take it anymore. So I finally resigned from where I was because of that.
So this is turning your life upside down, and it came out of nowhere. You can't figure it out. There's this virus, don't know what to do about it. And you'd never had anything like this. And your son's best friend went through our program, got good results. And you've never done natural medicine like this. You've never looked at function. As far as you know, this is hocus pocus.
I wasn't a believer of it because we got taken advantage of before by a naturopath. And I can say this, Dane, the only reason we tried it is because our friend, son, it worked with him. I mean, his growth hormone literally stopped.
He wasn't growing
since he was 12. And now he's growing again. He's putting on weight. He's got a growth spurt. He looks like a normal kid. I mean, it was amazing what happened to him. So before we actually went to the hospital,
what was his name? If I don't know if you mind.
Joshua. He's with the young coach in the UK, I think.
Coach Armand?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
He's our UK coach, and he's fantastic.
They love it. I mean,
he's an all-star. He's an all-star in the team.
Gosh. And this kid has a color now. Like, it's like he's 6 foot already. Like, it's amazing. Yes.
I mean, he's growing now.
We haven't even done a testimony with him. I'm gonna have to, hey, buddy, how you doing? I'm gonna check in on him after this. But guys, I mean, this is amazing. You're looking at this, because a lot of people out there are watching this right now, and everyone's thinking the same thing. Is this a scam? Is it a money grab? If everyone's just they can't really help. They can't really do this, that, and the other. And they don't understand that our whole team has IBD. We specialize in IBD. This is what we do. But before we get into that real quick, Isaac, your symptoms. You're at 10, 20 bloody bowel movements. You can't get off anywhere. I mean, you're really fighting for your life. You're going to the ER room. You've lost tons of weight. You're bloating and cramping is terrible. You're going to the bathroom. It's like you're pooping glass. That's how I used to refer to it. Because I think your case is very similar to mine. It's like you sit there and it's like you're screaming and you look down and it's just red. And it's a terrible thing.
I would leave in tears to work. Like, I would leave the house just by him. You could tell like he's in so much pain while he's sitting there, but then it's just blood. Like, even accidents on, like, with his clothes, everything. I'm like, gosh, would you had? He goes, babe, I was talking to a client at work and I couldn't, whatever. But it was just, it kind of stopped all our lives.
Yeah, I mean, I had to postpone everything because I couldn't even go to work because I was worried about, going to the restroom on accident.
100%. And Isaac, I remember you actually came on to a live training I did for the public last week, and you were talking in the comments, and you were like, yo, this program changed my life. It's miraculous. And so that's, I think, one of the reasons we're also here today. But it's only been 4 or 5 months you've been in the program, right? And you were in you started October.
Yes.
So by February, so about 3-4 months. So,
about 3 or 4 months. We did it about 3 or 4. And I think the thing that stalled us from doing it originally was obviously money. I mean, like everybody else is concerned about. And I started looking at all the stuff that we were spending just going back and forth to the doctor and the hospital and copays and colonoscopies. I mean, we spent $12,000 going back and forth just in 3 months before we even started with y'all. And this was with insurance. So, I mean, I started looking at the math and I'm like, man, I'm going to stop all the medication. I'm going to stop going back and forth to the hospitals. Let's go ahead and sign up with this company. let's sign up with S.H.I.E.L.D. and let's just go ahead and I'm going to put my head towards it. And I mean, hopefully God is looking out for me and everything goes as planned. And man, it's like night and day.
Isaac, what are your symptoms now? It's been
I'm
3-4 months.
I'm done. My calpractin inflammation was as high as 14,500. It's supposed to be, I think, between 50 and 100.
Yeah.
Y'all got it down all the way down to 37.
Wow. In a matter of months.
Yes, in a few months.
I'm gonna say God definitely had a lot to do with this too. I mean, it's a miraculous story, Isaac. And I just pray, I'm just so thankful I could be part of it. But you got your calpractin normal. You have 1 to 2 normal bowel movements a day, no blood, no urgency.
Everything's back to normal.
And the colonoscopy, Dan, that we did last week, because when we got on your call, we were on the way back from the hospital.
Oh my gosh.
The doctor was like, I don't know what you've been doing. I don't know what he's on, whatever it is.
But
it's
keep
excellent.
doing it.
And he said whatever supplements,
whatever protocols,
whatever protocol, it's amazing. He said, I've never seen it. I said, when do you want to see us again? He goes, colonoscopy, not 3 to 5 years. I don't need to see him.
Holy
I'll
cow.
keep checking the calpractin, I guess.
And he noted in the final report that he wanted me to keep taking one of the supplements that y'all had me on that actually got me to stop bleeding, that they couldn't get me to stop bleeding for months.
And guys, that's Indigo Naturalis. I'm going to put
Indigo, yes.
You guys can check out. We've had so many clients have tremendous results stopping the bleeding with that. But you go in. This is just a few months later. So you have a colonoscopy. It looks great. Then a year later, you're fighting for your life, talking about getting your colon.
Right.
Then a few months after that, you go back in for another colonoscopy, which was a week ago. And the doctor says it's a perfect colonoscopy, no signs of Crohn's or colitis.
At all.
And you're medication free.
Yes.
And your doctor turns around to you and goes, what the heck have you been doing? I've never.
He was.
He was shocked.
No, he was shocked. And I told him, I said, I was even scared. Like, okay, we got the stool analysis, the stool work, that it was okay and it's no inflammation or whatever. But still deep inside, I was like, I just want to see the colonoscopy. I want to make sure there isn't, there's nothing. And I could not believe it. I started crying and he's like, Vivian, whatever it is that he's doing is amazing.
And everyone listening to this story, if that's you right now, there's a good chance that there is some kind of underlying viral load that the doctors are missing. They missed it with me. They missed it with Isaac. They missed it with a lot. I'll give you one stat. About 30 to 40% of the members in our program, thousands of people around the world, all ages and sizes, were coming back with active and current viruses, not just one, but multiple: CMV, EBV, Coxsackie, varicella, HSV. It's just a massive problem. And if your immune system can't handle it or you're sensitive to it, your body can stage a massive autoimmune reaction to it when it becomes active. And that's basically, I think, one of the major things that happened here. And what's so miraculous about this. But I mean, Isaac, another thing about, I think that's a really great angle I want to speak on is you had no natural medicine experience. You said earlier, there's no way you could have even done this with your coach, with everything customized, without your wife there.
Correct.
Screaming at you to try this out and helping you prepare food, actually go through the program, so get your supplements ready. She sounds like she was a little bit of the brains here.
She studied everything. all I did is
doing the program. Yeah.
I did the program and she made it real easy. I mean, with her and the coach, I mean, it was just amazing because she would actually prepare my meals. She would prepare my supplements.
You work with the coach. Yep.
Yeah, she worked with the coach.
It's very easy. It's very easy because, the coach has already have the
Built
protocol,
for you.
what I have to do. And so, like it comes labeled, like what's in the morning, what's for breakfast, what's, whatever. So Sunday, I would just go to like get everything I needed and like have all his supplements. And then I will put them like, this is this Monday morning, Monday before, whatever, breakfast, after breakfast, before. And I'm like, you don't mess up. This is like, I labeled them. I got everything like I ordered. And so it was, I think we wouldn't have been able to do it. There's so much information, Dan, out there. There is so much that you could learn, especially if you're someone who's always, like into health and reading about it. Yeah. But taking the guessing out was the best thing that you guys done for us. Because I know how to fight it. I know what to take. I know, but I don't know how to put it. Like,
it's a chess match. It's a chess match, and we play the chess match in a lot of ways for you in the beginning. So your comes to you, it's labeled. You'll have a whole graph, you have a whole breakdown, then you have quick video trainings on showing you exactly why and how. And then looking at your plan, we're focusing on different types of antivirals and binders and drainage support and different types of demulcent herbs and using probiotics that we think are not going to cause any kind of negative reaction and help his body truly heal that colon up. And then you can always go to your coach and say, this doesn't make sense. What about this? I don't know if this is working. And then you meet and you continue to refine and refine,
Right.
and refine.
And he kept tweaking every time we did our call with him. I mean, he would ask all the right questions and, this is what we need to tweak. Lay
Yep.
off of this for a little bit. Let's start
Yep.
this supplement for a little bit. And
Yep.
I mean, for me, it was amazing. I could have done it all by myself. It would have just taken a little bit of extra work on my part.
Yep.
But I mean, I'm working 12 hours a day. I was always out of the house. I was always up and running, busy, doing something. So it made it a lot easier to have her by my side, which I love her for that. But I mean, I think anybody that wanted to start the program can start it by themselves.
Yes.
I mean, it's that easy.
And the coach, I mean, he was there even like I would text and say, I forgot what you said. Like, do I do this or do I keep it up? Like, always there to help me. And like, if we needed to tweak before we even met him, he's always was helpful to tell us. And he opened our eyes on so many things. Like you talked about probiotics. I had no idea. Like, I know probiotics are good, but I had no idea that you can't start with all the strains.
Yes,
like
with IBD, you
you
can't.
have to do it like this. And I'm like, oh, okay. But
It's
that
very
was
tweaked. Yeah.
was the guessing that I wouldn't have known. So I told you on the call Thursday last week when you were on that call, it is priceless. I know it's, it is money. It is a lot of money, but to get your health back, it is priceless. Like
looking at it,
Isaac's saying he spent quadruple 4 to 6.
well, that's what I'm saying. Looking at it as a business sense and not even as being priceless as being your health, which should be more important. It was less money to go through y'all than it was to go through the insurance and keep going back and forth to the hospital.
It's unbelievable.
A lot less.
And I did want to relate with everyone. This is such an exciting story, and we always want to swing for the fences. We cannot guarantee, this is not a IBD drive-through. We cannot guarantee that you're going to come in and you're going to get perfect results. Never going to be perfect. This is very difficult. It's hard work. It's training. We're talking about what's labeled as an incurable disease. But our team has IBD. We've beaten IBD ourselves. We've worked with thousands of people who have this. This is all we do. And we customize your plan for you. And that's the big difference. And I know, guys, one of my last questions is, how important was that free call when you guys got on that call to talk about S.H.I.E.L.D. and be able to just say, hey, I'm just going to get on, talk for an hour with an IBD specialist and talk about this program. Did that really help give you that?
Yeah, it helped me make a decision. The main reason was there was no pressure.
Yes.
I mean, everything was nonchalant. And as long as you listened to everything, I mean, you heard everything that she was saying. After that call, I started jumping on Instagram and looking at some of the videos with you. And there was an older guy, same age as me. He was on there and he was talking about it, and everything he was talking about was the same stuff I was going through. And I'm like, man, stop being so damn stubborn and just listen to your wife.
No, I mean, and it was like, she wasn't like, oh, you need to stop the medication. We don't follow traditional medicine,
No, not at all.
And like, I remember even our coach, he's like, dude, like, really? You're stopping your medication? We're like, yeah, we're not doing any medication. We're just going to stick to this. But it's a blessing. Whatever you're doing is a blessing. And as you said, it's not going to be an easy thing. I tell you what, the change that it made in our house.
It was life-changing.
Like, it was life-changing. My son is now like eating, like, he always was eating
He's
healthy.
like his dad now.
But now he's like, oh, this is junk. Like, he started looking at labels and, oh my gosh, Mom, like, look, there's tons of ingredients. We should look for only 2-3 ingredients, whatever. So it made a huge difference. And I know for sure he will never get back to eating the way he was before.
God bless. And that's the thing. And Isaac, I think for me, the last thing I want to say on this is moving forward, we can eat a variety of stuff. We just got to eat it clean.
Right.
You can use food philosophy, right, to prepare food to be clean. So if you want things, like, I think one of the things we have a limiting with IBD is I can never have pasta again. I can never have bread again. I can never have alcohol again. That's not true. The more you get, the more variety you can handle. And the program's not about a diet. It's about a lifestyle and just assessing your risk.
Well, I can tell you right now, it's not even a diet. It wasn't even hard. It was just looking at the stuff you're eating and making sure you're eating real food.
Clean.
Bioavailable food that does not cause an inflammatory response. And
to me, it was overnight change.
That's, and we love to see those guys, and we see a lot of people come through and get massive results. And thank you for sharing your story and what you've been able to do. I mean, just to have a friend of the family come as a kid and get great results and refer you guys, and now you guys had the best results I
Yeah.
could ever hope for. It's just literally a blessing. I thank God for it. Any last words of advice you'd like to leave for anyone out there listening and really resonating with your experience?
I mean, I would basically tell anybody that's listening to this, if you're going through the same thing I'm going through, I would jump forward and try it out because it definitely works. It helped us. It wasn't that hard. And she helped a lot.
That's probably why it wasn't so hard.
You've got a great team, Dan. I mean, God bless you and your team. I mean, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of blessings to so many people. It's such a blessing.
It was amazing.
I mean, I don't want to even imagine where we would have been today if it wasn't for S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, I don't think we would be where we are. Like, it's been it was so hard when we were without S.H.I.E.L.D.